Hi, today I'm going to talk about how we can create property inspection reports in bulk. So as you can see, I have got a Google document template which has the property inspection report template file. So I've just created a random document over here with property inspection details which we'll be using for this demonstration. So you can see we have the property address, inspector name, inspection date and all the relevant fields that you typically find in a property inspection report. And what we're going to do is we're going to utilize this template file and we're going to generate PDF files in bulk utilizing this Google document as a template file. So alongside this, I have created a property inspection report in a Notion database, as you can see over here. So it contains all the information regarding the property inspection details. So we have the exact same fields which we just saw in the Google document template file, and we have added all the fields in this database. So we are going to generate a PDF file one by one for every row of this Notion database on automation, and we will set up an automation to create the PDFs automatically. For this, we'll be using a tool known as PDF Output. PDF output simply requires a Google document as a template file and a Notion database which can be used to connect to the document, and it will automatically generate the PDF within the database itself. So let us understand how this will work. So let's click on new automation and let me give it a name as property inspection, and we can click on create. So here, first of all, I need to connect my database, which I'm going to use for this demonstration. So I will just click on change Notion database as I want to change the database. I had already added some databases earlier. So let me add a new database. So I'll click on add new database and it will open up the database window where I can start adding the databases. So let it load and we will add this particular database to our setup. So as you can see, I am under this particular account that you see over here. So I'm going to choose that particular account, click on select pages, and then I'm simply going to copy the title of the database. So this is the title that we have. So I'm going to copy this and I will put it inside the search pages field. As I do that, the property inspection template will appear and I can select that and then we can proceed further. So it is already been added. Now you can scroll down and click on allow access. So now this will give access to this particular database which we have, which we can use for the further steps. So let us give the name once again. So this is property inspection. Click on create. And now if you click on this, you should be able to see the database that will appear over here. Okay. So let us search for the property inspection. So this is the particular database we are talking about. Click on this and it will start loading the database for a use case. Okay. So it will simply fetch all the records of the database and it will load and process everything over here. Now, one interesting thing to note over here is that if you scroll to the right side, you should be able to see few additional properties. So we have the generate PDF column, PDF files column, and the Google Drive file. So these are the extra columns which have been added by PDF output that will help you process the PDF directly within the database. So you'll understand how this will work. For the moment, let us remove these particular fields that are already marked against this. And let's go back to the setup. Click on next, and here we need to add the document. Okay, so this is the document which we're using for the demonstration. So I'll just click on select Google document, and there are several options to go with. I will just go with existing document, and finally I will copy the document title that I have. So let me copy the title and I will select the title document from here. So I'll switch the document view, I'll put the name and I will simply search for it. Okay, you can see it is showing me this particular document, property inspection report. Click on this and click on select, and it should be added over here. Let's click on continue, and now you should be able to see that exact same document which we had over here. It has been created right inside PDF output over here. Okay, so this is the document which is visible right inside the dashboard, and on the right side you can see all the properties of the property inspection database showing up over here, one after the other. So every property is visible over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to map the properties to the document. So we need the property address over here, right? So I will simply search for property address if it is available. So I will find property address over here. I'll click on copy. This will copy the value of property address. I'll go to the document and I will simply use Control V or Command V on my keyboard. Okay. So you can use Control V or Command V. This will simply copy paste the property right into the document. I can change the formatting and anything as per my choice, as per my suitability. And let me map few more fields so that you get a clear idea of how this will work. So we need the inspection date. So I'll just simply search for inspection. We have the inspection date column. Click on copy and again paste it. Okay, so it's just simply copying and pasting all the properties as you require. So let me add one more property, which is the inspector name. Let me copy this and I will again paste it. Okay. So likewise, you can continue and you can simply map all the fields from the Notion database right into the document one by one for every property that you have. Okay. I'm not going to map any further after this, as you clearly understood the demonstration. Simply copy and paste. So make sure your Notion database has all the properties that you need. Once they're added, you can simply map the properties from here by selecting the particular property and clicking on copying and pasting it over here. Okay. If you happen to add any more properties onto the database, simply click on reload database. It will reload the entire database and all the properties will be visible. Okay. So this is, once this is done, what you can do is you can define how you want to store the PDF file. If you want to store the PDF inside a Google Drive, click on this particular option. It will load the Google Drive folder where you want to save it. You can choose the particular folder where you want to save it and click on select. Okay, it will automatically save the PDF inside the drive. I'm not going to do that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to define how the PDF file will be named. Okay, so if you look at the database, I want to name my PDF file as per the, let's say, the inspector name. Okay, so I'll just choose this inspector name column, which will be useful to name the PDF file. So I will simply select the inspector name from the list, which is over here. So my PDF file name has been set. Okay, and now what I will do is I will simply click on setup Notion automation. As soon as I click this, an automation will start being configured and it will automatically be set up once it is successful. Okay, so now the automation is successful. What I can do is I can go back to the database and I can simply change this generate PDF column to ready to generate. Okay, as I do that, it will automatically start generating the PDF right inside this PDF file column. If you have added the Google Drive file, it will also store in the Google Drive folder and it will also provide a link under this Google Drive file column. Now you also have an option of choose document. What this means is we have added this property inspection report Google document as a template file, right? If you happen to use multiple templates on the same database, you can add multiple automations. And once you click on setup Notion automation, those options will be visible inside this choose document. So whatever document you select, it will automatically utilize that document and it will convert to PDF file inside this particular database. So make sure you choose your right document if you happen to use multiple document inside a database using this PDF output tool. Okay, so this is very handy as it allows you to use unlimited documents on the same database with different templates, and you can choose between any template of your choice and it can generate a PDF file. Okay, so let us wait for a few seconds. It is going to convert this entire particular records into PDFs, and you can see it has started processing, and soon it will be converted to PDF and stored over here. So you can see the status is marked as completed and it is already creating the PDF for us. So let me open up one PDF file so that we have an understanding of how this works. And you can see it has already mapped all these three properties, fetching the values from the database that we had defined over here. Okay. And since we had not mapped any other properties, everything comes as blank. But obviously this is a demonstration to explaining how this will work. So you can create your own template as per your choice and you can map these properties directly inside the document and it will generate a PDF file. Okay. So here is a second document which is come out and all the properties have been mapped as well. And finally, let me show you the last one. This is also created clean. Okay. So, and if you want to directly generate the PDF file without waiting for the automation, you can click on download PDF. It will directly download the PDF within the database itself. It will also save the PDF file onto the downloads directory. Okay, so both ways it can work. But I would recommend you to use the Notion automation and simply convert these properties as ready to generate, and it will automatically generate the PDF file for you over here. Okay. So I hope this was a quick and easy demonstration for you to understand how this works. And once you go back to the dashboard, you should be able to see the automation live over here. And if you click on this, it will directly take you to the automation setup where you can proceed further and do the rest of the steps. Okay. So that was it for the entire demonstration. If you have any questions on this, you can definitely reach out to me at notionformyuse@gmail.com where I'll be able to assist you. Or you can scroll down, you will find this contact window where you will be able to send me an email right away over here and I'll be able to get back to you over the email and assist you further. Okay. So I hope this was a clear and very easy to use and explanation